Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today, I am going to be going over just the basics of how to invest into NFTs. And by basics, I mean just the noob guide, just getting started. If you've never really gotten into a project before, you don't have or know what a custodial or non custodial wallet is yet, and you want to know just where to start. Like, what, what do I do? Like, I know I've heard the standard, what is an NFT? I understand that there's value there, but how do I get started? That's what this video is about today. So if you're more advanced, if you've been following or watching our other videos and those make sense and you understand how to find those projects and invest in those projects, this one's probably a skip. I just want to be completely honest with you so you don't keep watching if you already know. But if you're new to this is the perfect video for you. So let's just jump straight into it. The very first thing that we'll talk about is obviously if you're buying in NFTs right now, you're probably buying in the Ethereum marketplace with the Ethereum blockchain, I should say, usually over OpenSea, or you're minting on somebody's direct website onto the Ethereum blockchain. So the first thing you need to do is get Ethereum as well as a non-custodial wallet. And that non-custodial wallet that we're going to be talking about today is Metamask. Metamask is this guy right here that you're looking at, this little fox here, and it's where you're going to hold your assets, both your coins, like your Ethereum tokens, as well as your Ether, rather, and your NFTs themselves. It's also what connects to the other websites like OpenSea or different minting websites to allow that purchase to happen, that connection to happen, to be able to see your wallet, to be able to place the NFT in your wallet. So it is your non-custodial wallet. This gives a little bit of a kind of a breakdown on Ether ERC20 tokens, but in its simplest form, it's just a wallet that's going to hold both your tokens, your Ether tokens, as well as your NFTs that you purchase right within there on your browser. It comes as a Chrome extension or a different browser extension. Chrome works really well. It also is an app, but I will say that the desktop or / laptop version is much smoother, easier to work with. So I highly recommend. So yeah, it's really simple. You go to metamask.io, you download it, and then you just follow the instructions. The main reason I want to bring it up is there are others. I use MetaMask for myself. I think there will be other ones that are great. I've heard Rainbow's a great wallet. If you have another great wallet that you like to use and you're watching this, go ahead and throw it in the comments, and we'll do some digging on it. But this is the one that's used most often with any type of wallet. You're going to be assigned a seed phrase or a secret recovery phrase. It's highly important. You've heard about, I'm sure, Bitcoin loss, wallets of different cryptos being lost. That's because they lose their seed phrase, and the seed phrase is specific to you. Nobody else is going to give that to you. MetaMask isn't going to save or hold that for you. They're never going to ask you for it. It is the most secure thing that you can have. So it's usually 12 words, just random words that you need to put somewhere safe, that can't be hacked, that can't be gotten into, that can't be removed, lost, stolen. So it's one of those things that maybe belongs in a safe. If you write it down, put it in a safe. So there's some security behind that. You also, make a password. That's how you're going to log in from day to day. But if you're ever to want to put this on another computer, if you ever want to dig into your wallet, you're going to need that seed phrase. So please take care of it. After you download, you set up, you're going to be getting that, and it's of utmost importance. Can't stress that enough. With MetaMask, you can buy Ethereum directly on MetaMask, but it's not an exchange, meaning you cannot sell your Ethereum or transfer it over to a US dollar. That you're going to need Coinbase. So Coinbase is a custodial wallet, and I'll give you a little snap of that here real quick. Probably if you're into crypto, if you're doing some digging, you've already understand Coinbase a little bit and get that it's basically a stock exchange, but for cryptocurrency. You can use others. Coinbase is what I like to use, but you can use Binance, you can use Kraken. Coinbase is just simplest. It makes the most sense to me. I'm not partial or married to any particular one. So again, if you have one that you're like, hey, this is better for X, Y, and Z, let me know. But for today, just helping people get started. Coinbase, simple exchange. That's where you can buy, but when you buy on Coinbase and you transfer, there's a fee to transfer. So you have to remember that every time you're moving Ether around in the blockchain, you're going to pay a gas or a transaction fee, and that can vary heavily. Like it can change often based on the traffic at that time. So a token, an Ether transfer isn't very expensive. An NFT transfer is more expensive. It's a more complicated contract. It's bigger. It takes more to confirm it. So it's not that big of a deal, but you can always double check between MetaMask and Coinbase, confirm kind of your rate, your conversion rate, and make sure you're getting the best deal. But just keep in mind that if you're transferring from Coinbase to MetaMask, there is going to be a little bit of a fee in there if you have time to wait. Also, Coinbase makes you wait. Usually, if you're a complete secure account, you can transfer $1,000 worth into another wallet. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for them to confirm, get the payment, and then make it available to you. So all things to think about. I would get Ether in your wallet immediately, in your MetaMask as fast as you can, even if you're not buying today, because that's going to give you the ability to. And that's what you need. If a drop comes or one that you're really interested in or you think has what it takes to launch and go way up really quick, you got to get into it. You're going to have Ether in your MetaMask wallet to make it happen. So get it in your non-custodial wallet and make that happen. So just a forewarning there. But so far you're starting with MetaMask as your non-custodial wallet or another one. That's connecting you to websites that are for minting. Minting is when a project is being put on a blockchain, when that piece of artwork or that collectible or that smart contract is being applied to the Ethereum blockchain or any other blockchain. That's called minting or posting or it's referred to as minting, but that gives you an idea of what that means when you see and hear that. So MetaMask hooks up to that. So that way when you mint, it gets transferred over to when they mint, when you're purchasing and minting, it's being transferred into your wallet. It's yours now. It's in your MetaMask wallet. And then you can see it in your MetaMask, as well as you'll be able to jump on like OpenSea, which is like the eBay of NFTs. And there's a profile location in OpenSea that I'll show you here that you can go and find what you own. So I'll show you guys here mine and how that looks. So once you have your non-custodial wallet, your exchange, if you want to have your exchange, so that way you can sell when you're ready to sell. The next step is going to be getting into OpenSea.io. I think it's just a good start for understanding NFTs, collections, what to be looking for, what's going on. This is obviously the powerhouse. This is where everything gets resold, even if they don't originally get minted on OpenSea. This is usually where the reselling happens. So you've got to be and get comfortable here until there's another king or one that comes and competes with it. But OpenSea is pretty good. It's a pretty solid website. You can see here, you can find different drops. You can find different pieces of art. You can type in collections, or you can even look at different accounts. When I was saying, when you jump on here, it's going to, when you first get your MetaMask hooked up, you see this is my MetaMask here. It's going to drop down and it's going to ask you if you want to connect. Only connect your MetaMask to sites that you know and trust. So if you're looking at minting on somebody else's website, make sure it's an official website that you know you're willing and comfortable to send cryptocurrency over to. And there should be a process in doing so, but just make sure you don't connect to just any old site. It's opening yourself up to that. Like you'll see here, once you connect to OpenSea, you're going over here and you can go into your collection. And this is my collection. This is one of my wallets here of things that I own, and it's pulling it directly from my MetaMask. So you can get a good feel, as well as see any offers that are happening on OpenSea and get a feel for what's going on. Another good resource as you're learning how to do things is going to stats, going to marketplaces. But really, I like to start in stats and look at rankings and activity and see what's moving. This gives you an idea of the top collections by volume and by the last 7 days, 30 days, 24 hours, all time. And you can really see what's popping, what's going on, what you might want to be getting into or watching, at least as you're starting to understand as trend lines. And you should also, pop into the channel. We cover projects pretty much daily of things to watch, look for, and buy. And I'll be honest with you in the things that I'm looking to buy and why I'm looking to buy it. So, but a lot of my research comes from right here. I mean, I look at a lot of their places. These are mostly secondary sales at this point. If you're not minting on OpenSea directly, you're minting elsewhere, and then your resales happen here. But it still gives you an idea of what the market of each collection is doing. So you can see like Art Blocks Curated, they've done 4,700 Ethereum today. In the last 24 hours, they've gone up, they've more than doubled. 7 days, the percentage from the last 7 days, up 5.8%. The floor price, that's the bottom price of the cheapest thing available. How many owners they have, 7.7 thousand. That's unique individual wallets. And how many assets they have, 40.2 thousand. So it gives you an idea of, what the economics are of this. Like looking at Creature World here, you see that their floor is 1.9 Ethereum, 5.4 thousand owners, and 10,000 assets. So they have a pretty big base for the number of assets they have. If we jump into one of these, when you start clicking around a little bit, you can learn more about each and every project. You jump over here, you can see their activity, also their website. This one has their Twitter. Sometimes they have their Discords on here. Discords is another one that you should definitely be on, looking into. Hate to say it too, Twitter is where a lot of these projects drop and start and where you can do a lot of your research. But Discords for me is kind of that key element of getting into a project, learning more about it. And then obviously their website, learning what they're about. Here you can look at the art. You can sort by price. We can also we can go look at what the highest last sale was. Gives you an idea. So this one here sold for 36 Ethereum. You see it's a pretty cool design, something different here. And it's sold here. The other thing I'll call out is you see that these little icons here, they vary, they're different. That is your unit of price. The little red Ethereum icon and the black and white one, not to go too deep, but they're equal. They mean the same amount. So 36 WETH or WETH is the same as 36 ETH. It's just wrapped ETH. We'll go into that in another video, but that's all you need to know. Usually that's on an offer. Somebody offered it and then it was accepted. You might have seen there was another token type here. Let's see if we can pull it back up. And people can offer in US dollars or DAI, and they don't all equal the same. So you have to be very mindful of those things. I don't see any of them here, but it gives you an idea. Here's what I was talking about here. You can find a project's Discord, join, learn more about it. Highly recommend. All right, so when you're going in to buy one of these guys here, let's see if I can take you to one. And let's say today we want to jump in. Man, we've got 10.25 ETH that we think Cool Cats NFT is going to go up. So we jump in there and give it a minute, pull it up. We could select buy now. You have all these filters that you can look through. You can also learn about a project's rarity or their different traits and what make them more rare. That's obviously a big deal when you're talking about collectibles, just like baseball cards, just like Pokemon cards. That's how a lot of these things work. It's what statistics, what things make them more scarce than others. Those are things that people keep in mind, and why you see a price difference of different things. All right, I didn't go to Robato's official, but we might as well, since we're here, just look at it. We're priced low to high. The floor is 1.15. We could jump in, look at this one, and we can buy now, which just gets it done. We can make an offer. You see there's offers down here. They can be accepted at any time. You can put in how long you're willing to let that sit, day to 7 days to longer. But if we're going to buy now, we'd select here. If we had enough funds, we would be able to purchase that now. why I brought you here into where you're going to be making a payment is a couple of call outs. You have royalties. So these pieces of art, these digital collectibles, these NFTs allow projects to have a royalty. And to me, a royalty is a big deal because it means that they're invested in the future of their project. But when you're reselling, keep that in mind. Keep in mind that OpenSea charges 2.5% when you're selling but not upon listing, upon the sale. So those are things to think of. The other thing that you have to think about is gas. If you've done any digging, you've probably heard that Ethereum gas can be crazy. It can be cheaper. It's definitely a work in progress. Ethereum 2.0 will fix a lot of this. But for now, you deal with gas. So the big and important thing is it'll pop up. It'll show you the price. It'll show you the price and the max price with gas when you go to purchase something. But it's really, really important that you look and find out what your gas is. And you can kind of get an idea here. So you have a low, an average, a high. I like to use etherscan.io/gas tracker. And you see it changes at all times based on traffic. As transactions come in, it goes up. If it starts slowing down, if it's a pretty quiet time, those gas prices go lower, but it's up and down. And I mean, it varies a lot. So you see it's 81 GUI, which is it's like cents to dollars. This is GUI to Ether. This I've seen as high as, 400, 600 while purchasing. And I've seen it as low as, 30, 40. I would say 80 and below is kind of where I'm comfortable. But sometimes you don't have a choice. If you want to get into a project and you think it's worth it, you have to buy. The low, average, and high, you can speed things up and you can pay a little extra. If you're willing to let things go slow, like, it doesn't really matter, these can vary a lot. So your low might be much lower than your average, and then your high might be a lot higher than your average, and there's a spread along that. If you're after something that a lot of people aren't after, you can take your damn time, let everybody else get in front of you. Anybody who pays more is gonna cut you off, and then it'll just take its time. If you need to get something done and get it done fast, you go and up your gas a little bit, and that all can be done right there in MetaMask. For the most part, all the projects that I do, as long as I'm quick on the trigger, pay average gas. There's a little bit of a variance, but it'll show you the max amount that it's going to go out. And you can keep an eye on that Etherscan to see what's going on when you're making payment. All right. I know I hit you with a lot tonight, and I try to keep it as short and simple as possible. But we'll cover more. If you want more information, if you watch this or you are watching this and you're like, I still don't get this, comment, please. I will respond to you. Subscribe. I'll teach you more. There's a lot more to get after, but to get started, you just need a few things. And there's a few places to do your research. That's Metamask. Get your non-custodial wallet. You have to have some place to hold those Ethereum-based NFTs, as well as your Ethereum for purchase. You can buy on MetaMask. So that's your number one. Number two, if you're going to want to be cashing out in the US dollar, have it transfer over to your account, you're going to have to get a Coinbase account. That's your exchange. That's how you get over to US dollar and cash out at the end of the day. Number three, jump into OpenSea.io. Learn, do your research, check out projects. eBay for NFTs. It really is. People can launch there. They can also do secondary market sales. It gives you a lot of information on the Ethereum blockchain and the different markets and projects that are going on in there. Then you're looking at gas as you're making transactions. Be aware of the price of gas when you get into what's called a gas war. And that's when a lot of people a collection drops. Everybody's trying to buy at once and gas goes sky high. Maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not, but you should be aware of it. And then lastly is jump into Twitter, jump in Discords, learn as much as you can, and stay tuned to this podcast right here, because we're going to be covering projects and things for you to watch, and you'll get a vibe of what works and what doesn't, and you'll see how often I'm right and how often we're wrong. And I think we have a pretty good track record. I will let you know if it's something to watch. I'll let you know if it's something to buy. Ape in, jump in quick, or just kind of monitor and see how it goes. I'm as honest upfront as I absolutely can be. Like there's nothing else to it. So stay tuned. We'll cover those projects. If you need more information, holler at us, comment, let me know what you need. I'm here. Appreciate you guys.